Hey guys, Dr. Caving, talking about weight management. A lot of people come to see my office for a consultation on how to lose weight. Okay, I'm a board certified family doctor, obesity medicine expert, and I see a lot of patients, hundreds of patients per month for weight loss. And so I get a lot of new consults and lots of common questions that I wanted to run through on a little video, see how it goes. I've been doing weight management for 15 years, and mostly I've used Phentermine. And Phentermine's a great medication. It's a pill, and you take it every day, and it helps suppress your appetite. It's been FDA approved since the 1970s. That's been a very commonly prescribed drug for weight loss. A lot of docs were a little hesitant to use that drug over the years because of a drug called Fen years ago that it turned out to be bad for your heart valve. So they pulled that drug, and so a lot of people have been shy about using Phentermine for weight loss, but we have a big problem in this country, and we need to help people lose weight because it isn't just a matter of just eat better and exercise. It's hard to do. I have patients who have things like diabetes, and it's just, hey, avoid the sugar and exercise, and they just can't do it. So a lot of people have a very difficult time with discipline. Some of their medical conditions make it hard. Either way, I have a lot of patients now in the last probably year. They come in as their new consults, and they're requesting these new medications for weight loss. And these medicines aren't new, but they're definitely trending, and so people feel they may be new. But for example, Wegovy, and the latest one is called Zepbound. Prior to that, we've had a drug called Saxenda, and these are injectable drugs that historically were used for diabetes. So Ozempic is a diabetes medication that you inject weekly. Semaglutide is the generic name, and it works so well for diabetes that the manufacturer, the Novo Nordisk, decided to create a weight loss drug called Wegovy. And they got that FDA approved several years ago for weight management or obesity. And so anyway, I get a lot of patients coming in now asking for these drugs. And no problem, these are great drugs. They're safe drugs. They've been around a long time. As you may know, they've been on back order everywhere, hard to get, but highly effective. So I get a lot of patients coming for weight management. So the question is, should I use these drugs? Are these drugs safe? Are they useful? Do they help people lose weight? The answer is they really do. And you've probably met someone who's been on this medication, one of these medications, and they've had noticeable weight loss. And so it makes sense if you also, or someone you know, would also like to get on these drugs. So important thing is to work with a physician who is used to using these medications, whether it's Phentermine or these GLP-1 drugs. Wegovy and Zepbound are the only other two ones I'd recommend for weight loss. Some people use Ozempic and the Mounjaro, technically off-label for weight loss, but it's the same drug, guys. So nobody needs to get crazy about that. It is the same drug, but these are used for diabetes, the Ozempic and Mounjaro, and so this creates part of the backorder problem. But a lot of people come in, they say, well, hey man, how do I lose weight? Look, let's keep it basic. You have to eat less food. You have to exercise more, okay? The biggest thing with weight loss, a lot of patients will come in and see me and say, I don't really think I eat that much. Well, here we are trying to lose weight, right? So what we have to do is come up with a method where you actually track your calories, and you have to deprive your calories in order to lose weight. So if your body needs 1,500 calories a day in order to keep your body temperature warm, to give you energy for the day, to walk around, do a few sets of stairs, your body needs 1,500 a day, right? Just as an example. Well, if you provide yourself 1,500 a day, you're not going to lose weight. You have to deprive, right? So you have to do 1,200. You have to do 1,000 calories a day. And if you persistently do that over time, you're going to lose weight. It's mathematics, right? Now, the only reason that's not going to work is if there's some crazy metabolic problem, endocrine problem, possibly, but I've rarely seen anything like that. More likely, you're not calculating those calories, guys. Let's be honest. You have to be more strict, more accurate in order to find out what's going on. All right, and then you got to move. I can't tell you how many patients I see on a monthly basis. They've been on medications for months. They've lost some weight. All right, so hey, how are you doing with exercise? Oh, I thought about it. I joined the gym. I'm thinking about when the weather gets nice. You name it, right? So some people aren't even exercising and they feel that they're going to lose weight. Now, you will lose some weight if you deprive your calories, but guess what? It's not going to be long lasting. You're going to end up gaining the weight back when you either stop the medicine or the medicine becomes less effective. So what do you got to do? You got to develop a better plan here, and you have to count your calories, keep it lower, and keep it in a state of deprivation. So you have to calculate, well, what is my basic energy expenditure? For example, I'm X weight and height, male versus female. And then basically what you have to do is calculate your calorie requirement, and whatever that number is, that's your break-even point. So you have to do less than that, right? So if your break-even point's 1,500, then you want to eat 1,200 or 1,000. If you did 1,000, you create a 500-point deficit per day. Times 7 days is 3,500 calories. Bottom line, it's about a pound a week. So if you can create that kind of a gap in your calories, then your body is going to have to make up the difference. Your body needs in this example, your body needs 1,500 calories a day no matter what you do. So if you eat 1,800, good. I met what I needed, and he throws 300 in the storage. If you eat 1,000 a day, your body still has to come up with 1,500. So what's it going to do? It's going to burn that body fat, man. You know, when you burn that body fat consistently, persistently, you lose weight. So if you deprive yourself of 500 calories a day over a week's time, you lose approximately about a pound a week. And that has nothing to do with exercise. So now if you want to lose more weight, guess what? You got to exercise too, right? You have to burn some extra calories. So this is kind of the basics of it. You know, the weight loss medicines, they don't make you lose weight, okay? What they do is they curb your appetite. In the case of the injectable drugs, the GLP-1 drugs, the Wegovy, the Zepbound, these drugs, they slow down the movement of in your stomach, the motility of your stomach, and basically food sits in your stomach longer, all right? So you feel full. You feel like you ate Thanksgiving dinner, okay? So you start eating and you feel full automatically. It also does some mechanisms where it blocks some hormones in the gut, and those hormones have to do with feeling hungry, okay? So it blocks these hormones. It makes you feel full by slowing down the movement of food out of your stomach. And so it's a cheat code. It really does help not feel so hungry and feel full when you do eat. So people really do like how they feel on these medications, and that sometimes referred to as food noise, all day, every day, thinking about, you know, what you just ate and what's for dinner, and oh my gosh, I just had a snack. So all these things are always there and always present. So when you're on these weight loss medications, a lot of people tell me they just don't think about food anymore. And there's a bit of freedom involved with that, okay? So the medications can be beautiful, but the medicines aren't making you lose weight. It's just making it easier to lose weight because you're not as hungry. So you're not going to snack as much. You're not going to eat as much portion-wise, and you're not constantly craving or thinking about food. So it helps. But in the end, you can all lose weight without these drugs. You just have to be willing to suffer. You have to be willing to deprive yourself, man. You have to be willing to be hungry. You have to be willing to give up leisure, get off the couch, get off the TikToks and the YouTubes, except for when you're watching this, of course. And you have to deprive yourself of leisure time to go for a walk, go to the gym. You have to deprive yourself at the end of a long day where you've been working hard or had a stressful day, and you just don't want to think about depriving yourself of that indulgence you might want when you get home. Whether it's a snack, or whether it's alcohol, or whether it's just excessive eating, or hitting the fast food window or Wawa before you get home, before you eat dinner, and getting a little snacky poo. Listen, man, you can't do that. You have to deprive yourself of that. And that will be how you get into proper weight loss and a proper program where you can have sustained weight loss and develop good habits, right? So when you're losing weight and you're feeling good, now when you go to the grocery store, you're shopping differently. You're not getting the same snacks. So these are just some thoughts, guys. You know, the medications are very good. They're hard to get. Some people ask about compounding medications. Listen, I don't think the compounding drugs are bad. I think they can be very good. They're filling a void of access. My only caution to that is kind of like with over-the-counter supplements, is you have to make sure that these compounded drugs are coming from reputable locations. For example, these compounding pharmacies go under scrutiny, and you can get an FDA approved status for a compounding pharmacy. So you want to make sure, if you're going that route with compounding semaglutide especially, that you're getting the source of that medication, number one, under the supervision of a doctor, please, a medical doctor. I mean, PAs and nurse practitioners are included in that, but they're overseen by physicians. Make sure you're not doing this online stuff, man, where you don't really meet with a doctor. You should be meeting with a physician or a medical provider, and that provider is approving the use of semaglutide, for example, and that medication, if it's compounded, is sourced from a FDA approved compounding facility in the United States. Let's just make sense of this, all right? So there's a lot of that out there. I'm not opposed to it. It's FDA regulated. There are lots of ways that entities could, manipulate that information. So you really have to be careful of where you get things, especially online. So ask your doctor, where can I get this stuff if I can't get it from Rite Aid or CVS? Where can I get it from? And the answer is there might not be a good answer. All right, so you got to hang in there and hope that these pharmaceutical companies get their supply chain back in order, and you can get on these medications. My top choices for these medications include Wegovy. It's been around the longest, 3-4 years Wegovy, but prior to that, Ozempic for several years ahead of that, maybe 8 or 9 years. That's been out a while. Mounjaro is a diabetic drug, but its weight loss version, Zepbound, just got FDA approved in December. So it's been around 6 months or so, but the Mounjaro has been out at least a couple of years, and so we're at least comfortable with that, okay? And the bottom line is, you got to work with your doctor, and it includes doing work, exercise, and diet. You got to get this stuff down, okay? So anyway, hope this was a helpful little talk. I'll try to put some more content out regarding weight management. I've been doing this for 15 plus years, specifically for weight management. I have a lot of good advice to offer, and could answer any questions for you. Anyway, this is Dr. Caving. It's your job to find your health, okay? Have a nice day.